Now this is just going to be a very, very short video, but a lot of you watching will know that my favourite fighter for a very, very long time has been Jens Pulver. In fact, since I first became aware of mixed martial arts in the fall of 2005. He has been certainly, without doubt, my favourite, and I've done a lot online to support him. Unfortunately for maybe me more than him, he hasn't had such a brilliant time, not at least in competition, since 2006, which of course was his return, I believe, to the UFC, and it started a period of him losing, for want of a better way of saying it. He did have a stint on Tough 5, in which he certainly came out as the favourite. I think both his people were fighting each other in the championship because DJ Penn was so poor being a coach, particularly on that expo of him. But he wasn't successful in his match at the end with Penn, so of course it's 1-1 now between them. And then he left, of course, for the WEC at £145, and although he did well against Cub Swanson, it was a little bit downhill from then. There was Faber 1, there was Faber 2, there was Leonard Garcia, and before you know it, despite being an absolute fan favourite, he was not. I guess it was services no longer required for Zuffa. He had a sort of partial retirement, I think, which was the time in which I met him, which was around about 2009. But he is back, and he is now doing very, very well. He has just won at XFO 38. So this is to send a little congratulations to him. I am very, very pleased that he has won. I am, and I have said this before, not really too bothered in terms of wins or losses and his record. I care about him not only as a fighter but also as a person, and I want to see him do well. But I do realise that there's a man behind the fighter, and you know, a win and a loss, it doesn't deplete the man behind it. And I've always said that, you know, I don't like to see him lose because I don't want to see him in that position. But it doesn't stop me or my loyalty or my fandom, so to speak, towards him. I even named my first bird, which was a budgie, Jens the budgie, which you probably just heard in the background making noise, after him. So there we are. I hope that this is the start of a comeback for Jens, a second win, so to speak. He's still well within the age bracket, I think, to compete compared to some of the others. I would like to see him eventually back in WEC, or oh, sorry, WEC's gone now, back in Zuffa, hopefully. I, of course, was never a fan of Jens during his reign at the UFC lightweight division, because it was back in 2001 when I didn't even know that mixed martial arts existed. So my ultimate dream is perhaps he'll get as far as a championship before, you know, actually retiring and not doing anything. I also think that the UFC missed out mega style on getting him to commentate. He is a fan favourite. He's a fan favourite despite the fact he can lose I don't know how many in a row. He can do that and still be a fan favourite. Most fighters, if they've lost as many as him in a row, nobody would care for them. that a combination of his books, his history, and the way he presents himself, his honesty, is deeply respected. I think that the UFC should put him in the Hall of Fame. I really do, because hopefully this is something they actually want to appreciate. They want their fighters, presumably, to eventually be known and loved beyond being just a competitor, but loved for life, whether they fight or not, and how they fight or not. So I hope that they see sense on that one, despite him not being in the UFC now, although he has, and hopefully he will do again. I hope that they do put him in the Hall of Fame there. So you know, if you agree with me, you can comment. If you don't agree with me, don't bother. How's that for freedom of speech? No, but really, I send my congratulations. I'm absolutely over the moon, and I hope this is his springtime. This is a new dawn for him and his whole family, and hopefully for us as viewers and fans of his as well.